For this week's discussion, we watched a video about female MMA fighters called Lethal Ladies of New Zealand. This video was based on a female-only fighting card, and there was only 4 fighters that participated within the league. Whoever won that tournament of the 4 women got to go participate in the King of the Ring, which is a big promotion for the ladies. Wendy Talbot, Kelly Brewers, and baby Pitbull Nansen, were some of the few women that participated in this documentary. Pitbull Baby Nansen was one of the first New Zealand women to go fight in the U.S., and she got to fight at Madison Square Garden on a major ticket, which that was huge for the ladies of New Zealand. Is there a double standard in MMA? Personally, I would say that I don't know enough background information of MMA, but based on some research that I've recently done, I would say that now times are way different than they were. I would have to say that like maybe 5 years ago or 6 years ago, there was definitely a double standard within MMA. I feel like now though, they should see each other on an equal level. We now see that like Wendy Talbot, she sleeps in her van and stays at the gym just so she can be, trained. Kelly Brewers, she makes a lot of sacrifices, and baby Pitbull Nansen, she makes a lot of sacrifices. These women are making some of the same sacrifices that male athletes are making, and so that I just don't see how there could be a double standard. One thing that I like what baby Nansen did, that she took time out to train the kids that have been taken away from homes temporarily, usually from like neglect, poverty, or abuse, and she just wants to like show them that there's another way and there's another pathway with being involved with her program. I would have to say that, well, she said, I'm not saying this, she said within her video, on the video, that all the kids are fighters in some way, shape, or form. Like, this isn't for just an athlete or whatever. Like, they're all fighting in some way, shape, or form, which I thought was a pretty cool thing for her to do. Wendy states that they do train harder than the boys because they have to deal with hormones. And I feel like dealing with hormones in a period and trying to fight and train, that'd be terrible. Wendy said that one day when she was just training that she just broke down out of nowhere. And I think if that was to happen, that like felt like she was just like trashing her reputation at the gym, and she felt like that she wasn't tough. And like, especially like when they already have to hold themselves to like high standards of training methods that are in the gym just to keep up with the male fighters. I think that that's just like kind of crazy and kind of impressive. Another thing that Wendy had mentioned, to go back to, is there a double standard in MMA, is that she mentioned the iconic Ronda Rousey, and she talks about how Ronda made a statement within female MMA fighting and to make it more popular for male fans, and she definitely made it more an accepted trend within the United States, I would say, myself personally. Wendy mentions that she liked the way that Holly Holm took out Rousey, but because she felt like Holm was more humble about it in the way she did it. But if Ronda hadn't carried herself the way she did, then people wouldn't even know about the sport at all. And I would have to agree with Wendy 1,000% of that. And another thing that I thought was pretty impressive to me, knowing that I have, like, this may be TMI or whatever, but another thing that was pretty impressive to me is that how they handled like being on their period and having to cut weight, and it's just like, ugh, that just sounds painful. But that's pretty much it as far as like what I have as information. But I don't think there's a double standard now, but back then I feel like there definitely was, maybe about 5-6 years ago, there definitely was a double standard within MMA fighting. Thank you.